Newly sworn-in Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Mojisola Meranda, on Tuesday was at the residence of the state governor, Lagos House, Marina, to meet with members of the Governor's Advisory Council. According to Mojisola, who spoke briefly to the press after the meeting, which lasted hours, the meeting was to meet the leaders to seek their blessings. She said, "We are here to brief them about what happened at the House of Assembly yesterday, to seek their blessings, and which we have gotten," the first female Lagos speaker, flanked by other lawmakers, said. As of the time of filing this report, members of the Governor's Advisory Council were meeting in Lagos State House. What do you make of this story? You have a lot to say, Okechukwu.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I think the emergence of Mojisola Meranda as the Speaker of Lagos State House of Assembly is something that is quite historic, being the first
female
speaker of Lagos State. Secondly, in this open era, Obasa being the first speaker also to be impeached. So it leaves so much to be desired. She going to meet the Governor's Advisory Council, who are more like the elders, is timely. It's something that will mend fence, and it's something that will also put her back on track. The former speaker, Obasa, scored what we call a political own goal.
What do you mean by that?
He worked against himself, and he was given ample time to make amends. He refused. How can the state governor come for budget presentation, and the speaker kept him hours waiting? Even came, made some inflammatory statement that he and other people are also eminently qualified to become governors of or to govern Lagos State, which left a lot to be desired. The president intervened, gave him time to see if he could mend fences. He refused, and he got booted about. For me also, there is more to this than the eye can meet. This has a lot to do with 2027. Because the speaker also, from his body language, is also eyeing that exalted position of the governor of Lagos State. So, for me, I believe that what happened was that they tried to cut him to size early enough. But it is what it is. He should lick his wound. The downfall of a man is not the end of his life. Your back being on the ground, your background is not the reason why your back is on the ground. So all you just need to do is to dust yourself and hit the ground running. Nothing stops him from also being the governor of Lagos State or contesting the governorship of Lagos State as an assembly member. It's just for him to go back and walk and see where it goes. But I think what he did, he was the architect of his own misfortune. That's why I say he's called the political own goal.
One said that he overestimated his influence on the lawmakers. You know, because now this has a lot. On the one hand, yes, one would say keeping the governor waiting, knowing that, I mean, it wasn't a sudden visitation. He knew the governor was going to come. He knew that plenary was scheduled for presentation of the budget. So that, by keeping the governor waiting for hours, you know, was a body language that was quite insulting.
Of course.
On one hand, and probably an apology was not made. Rather, he spoke derogatorily to the governor. One would say, now, if it were, let's say, a House of Assembly where the speaker had that influence on his people, that impeachment wouldn't have happened.
Of course, it wouldn't have happened, but everybody knows what's happening in Lagos State. It happened to Ambode towards the end of his tenure. He was also threatened with impeachment by the House of Assembly. Somebody somewhere is controlling the House of Assembly in Lagos State. Truth be told, let's tell ourselves the truth. There are certain things we shouldn't close our eyes to. There are certain things that we know that this is pure reality.
Somebody somewhere is controlling Lagos State House of Assembly.
He has everybody under his grip. So he can just send instruction and they do his bidding, which is not proper. So the speaker should know that he is a product of a system. It's a system that put him there. So he shouldn't have fought or been derogatory to the system that put him there. An insult to the governor is an insult to the leader of the state.
And who is the leader of the state?
Of course, it is the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And he also interfered in that matter. They gave him ample time. He refused to apologize.
The president interfered.
Yes.
And gave him ample time.
Ample time.
To apologize.
To apologize. And he refused. For me, the governor coming in before the speaker is pure breach of protocol. Governor coming to present a budget, they must have written to the House of Assembly. The speaker should be aware. So no matter what, a governor shouldn't wait for the speaker. It's breach of protocol. It's supposed to be the other way around, where the speaker will sit, they will be calling the governor to know that yes, the governor is on his way. Even the elders, they were there waiting. And instead of him to apologize, he made some derogatory and inflammatory statements. Like I said, it's an eye-opener to next person who is the speaker and others, that there are certain things you don't do. So there is this parable in my place. Any king that owns a community, the community also owns the king. It's a two-way thing.
All right. Now, in your own opinion, now you have said that a certain person is in control of Lagos State House of Assembly. Now, Meranda visiting the Governor's Advisory Council to a large extent is doing a very different path from what her predecessor, told, and probably that to a large extent gives stability to her speakership.
Of course, it will give stability to her speakership.
So, in other words, that visit was more like paying allegiance.
You just used that one word, which I was about to use, just to pay allegiance to the system that brought her.
So where is the separation of powers?
Separation of power for Lagos State, I think, is something that is running.
How?
There's a proper check and balance.
How is it running?
They only removed the speaker who wasn't.
So the thing is, if you're in line with the powers that be, your job is safe. If you're not in line, then there are consequences.
Well, we know the kind of politics we play in Nigeria at the moment.
You're answering me politically.
No, the kind of politics we play in Nigeria, we've not really had that people's-oriented election, people-oriented emergence of candidates for elective position.
Right.
It has always been one godfather or a few people somewhere sit down and say, okay, this is who is going for this position. They call the delegates and tell them vote along this line. If we have a pure primary election where the best emerges, where the people's choice emerges, things like this will not happen.